Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here in just a moment, but please go ahead, hit subscribe first and go ahead and click that bell. We're going to get into a current energy, currently how you feel about them before the New Year's, trying to find out all that we can as far as your person who is currently on your mind. So we're going to go through all the zodiac signs, all 12 of them, starting with Aries all the way to Pisces, and then just trying to find out all that we can about the situation or the relationship or the connection that you have with this person, just right off the very top of the head, and just go into the reading completely, finding out everything that we can underneath the surface, all of the under or the inner workings of the situation. I think, hold on. I think I'm going to grab those. All right. Okay, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with our Aries. So get into our Aries tarot card reading. Last one. Girl. Somebody you may not be in a connection with right now. Somebody physically you may not be around. Somebody who has distance between the two of you. Hello. Hey, Lou. Hey, back to you. Names for other age. Oh, there's spammer. Yeah. I started figuring out how this shit works. Yeah? You like? I mean, I don't even know what you can say on here anymore at this point. I was looking up all the keywords that you're not supposed to say, and it's pretty much every word in the book. It could be any word, legit any word. It could be somebody's name, and it's a lot of things are you're not allowed to say them. I was very overwhelmed at the list. Oh yeah, you're not allowed to use a lot of emojis. Nope. Yeah, you can't use all caps. I mean, I'm exhausted, but I have been going through all of my videos. I've been going through all of my titles, thumbnails, just trying to like fix all of them even. I don't even know if that's like something that is just there and it's there, or like, can you fix that? I don't know. Who gives a shit? I don't even give a shit. Whatever. Because it literally, like, tons of them are, you know, according to them, inappropriate or whatever, according to the guidelines. And yeah, whatever. I just try. I'm trying. Okay, so this person could be somebody you're dealing with as far as distance between the two of you, somebody, connection or a pair. Maybe you physically just have not met or been around. We'll find out a little bit more about this. I think they could be earth sign. Okay, currently, how you may feel about this person and how they feel about you. They feel like they're maybe being a little unrealistic. They feel as if, you know, nothing here is kind of what they were hoping that it would be. They were kind of hoping for like a really nice balance and give and take. And it's just like they're pulling really hard or you're pulling really hard. Either one, one's putting in more work. And so I feel like the distance thing is coming up. And it's like you two, they're thinking maybe, just not being able to take steps towards each other as far as trying to bring this pairing together or this connection. And it's really unfortunate because this would be a very tangible, very stable, it would feel like home type of a relationship. It would feel it's aesthetically pleasing. This person's probably very good looking, or you're very good looking, or both of you, according to your guys' thoughts and opinions. Doesn't mean that I would think that this person's good looking. It doesn't mean Rhonda down the road would think, that person's good looking. According to you, the attraction is there. Over on your side of things, Aries, you feel like you definitely got carried away probably in the beginning stages of this, and you think that this has become completely unpredictable. And you're wondering, was this fated? Was this fated? Because you have no control in the situation, so it's kind of making you uncomfortable, but you're feeling like you're not going to take responsibility for this one. What the hell does that mean? Let's find out the emotions between the two of you. Got 2 wands up, 8 of wands up. So your thinking on it is that there's somebody cheating. So you think that there could be just other options. You think that there could be another path that this person's taking and just hasn't, let you know or given you any signs of telling you. And I feel like you really, the idea was to become kind of whole here. So I feel like you're lacking on any kind of wanting to be together because this person is completely withdrawing, but they're over there like thinking that you're not actually, putting in any work here. So they think that you're not putting in any of the stuff that you're supposed to be doing here. I feel like as far as their thoughts on the situation, they think it's an exciting time. They thought this was going to move progressively fast. But again, that's just them thinking on it. It's not necessarily something that, the speed or the power, or, whatever's behind the intention, it's just not there. But they thought it was going to be. And, romance is definitely something that they would start up again with you, though. So what is the lasting parts in this situation? Temperance. So it looks like upcoming, it could be that this person, I feel like you've dealt with this person before. It's from the past or some kind of a romance or a fling or a flame that you definitely were dealing with in the past or within your community or circle or something. And maybe just, the success got thrown off this by distance. So I think there's going to be some sort of success. They're going to try for this. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try for this. And over on your end, Aries, it's looking like you might think that they're going to be too eager. So you're like, you're just way too excited about this. I think that this feels a little uncomfortable and you feel like, honestly, they don't care. That's your thoughts on it. Okay. So any change or any conflict, crisis that could be happening, you're just like, this is just too much and I'm over it. This is just too much going on here and I'm done. Okay. Aries, please hit subscribe when you check out. I'm going to get into Taurus's reading. Find out currently where you are, where they are, where this person is currently, who is on your mind that you are thinking of. Okay. I'm on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. Okay. You're a cusp. I don't know. I have no idea. Do you just go ahead and do you just claim Aries or do you claim Taurus or do you claim whatever resonates? I think is probably would be most people's thoughts on it. I would say wherever you align with it or wherever it feels like this reading is for you. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that like it could be either or. I think it could be anything that somebody says to you. And if it hits home, it hits home. Because sometimes they don't. I mean, it could be dead on the money in the date of when you were born, the time, the place, all of it. And if it doesn't feel right, or it doesn't align, or it doesn't make sense, or, even at that moment, it just might not be yours. It just might not be, from the perspective or the reader, it might not be like in the right space, the right time. I think things come to you when they're supposed to come to you. They'll get to you, darling. It'll get to you. You're pretty dog too. Based on my birthday. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm staring out the window. Okay, I totally got completely distracted. Okay, so there seems to be something coming up here. It hasn't quite happened. And this is, sorry. I know, I just like stare at the neighbors all day long. Not in a weird way, just, hi. I have nothing else to look at. Okay, so I do feel like there is some sort of reveal or some sort of balance that is going to come into play in whatever type of relationship you are dealing with, whoever's currently on your mind. There's some sort of truth or some sort of information that you may not be aware of. You may be aware of intuitively, but you don't actually know what's going on. And I feel also like this is going to come just in time. This could also be just something that, pops out of nowhere and you just had no freaking clue. It could be a curveball. Let's find out a little bit more about this. Okay, so really creepy. Seven of Swords up, and then the King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles up. Let's cut up. Weird. Okay, so your person could be an air sign. They could be also another fellow earth sign or water. But I feel like this person thinks that there was something deceptive going on. So their thoughts, or even emotionally, they feel like something, almost like they were tricked, or some sort of truth needs to just come out, because there was definitely some secrets here that were not being conveyed. They weren't being talked about. They weren't being nothing. So anything that you are kind of reflecting on or looking over, I think that this has a lot to do with the things that maybe they seen. And it's secrets from maybe your past. And I feel like they could even be like kind of holding back, or they feel like you're holding back. Over on your end of things. Okay, so you were kind of thinking that this relationship was a little confusing anyway. And the stability here was making you like question things, which of course a Taurus would. If there's instability, inconsistency, that makes the Taurus a little uncomfortable. So I do feel like you also think that this person could even be like fighting against something or resisting something, or the actual truth. Because like physically on the outside, you've been watching. So you're like, this is confusing because this went stagnant. So you're like, you thought the control was completely gone as far as like between the two of you. So the relationship is confusing, and it made you think that this person was actually mean, or kind of like, what the F, but again, they just thought there was a rocky road and that you were being deceptive. They thought that things were getting a little fuzzy with the two of you. So a little cloudy, a little confusing to them. Emotionally, this person is very sensitive. So I feel like any expected outcome with this person emotionally is going to be there. Romantically, they do, however, have some sort of change here. Positive change from some sort of an illusion. A deeper connect. Now, this could be within themselves. This could be within, thinking about you, however that aligns. But this is love current energy, and some love cards are popping up as well as physical. So there's attraction. There's also some sort of a communication about the deception. Over on your end of things, you're emotionally like kind of weak for this. You're emotionally lazy sometimes. You kind of lack in that area. And I feel like that also has a lot to do with this situation as well. But your emotionally wanting to just focus on, a real relationship. And that is like going to come off lazy to people, especially if you don't like mess around with relationships or physical connections. And you're like, I just want to be in a loyal, warm, romantic, physical relationship. That's just the focusing on the real stuff here, the solitude, the commitment. So let's find out the last card here, finding out where we are going in this within this month, at least within this month. Okay, over on their end, as far as Taurus's person that is currently on their mind, this person is they're really holding back, but they're working on themselves. Okay, Queen of Swords, and this is also in reverse. So I mean, they could have even been completely like not even acknowledging that this was going on. And they could have even had a little bit of a jealousy, which doesn't in fact mean that they're crazy and angry and jealous. It just means that might have made them uncomfortable because they needed to work on themselves before you actually fell into it. Because when you're jealous, you fell into them, obviously. So I do think over on your end, though, you're secure. And I feel like your balance and love and independence are a huge importance to you. So you are on the money, you are on security through any kind of like physical. You want to make sure that you got this person locked down. So you two are kind of like both working on yourselves, both pretty balanced when it comes to your inner situations and like dealing with yourselves. But it's like bringing the two together that would be the issue, or bringing that information or the truths, the unsure parts, and making those sure. All right, I'm going to get out of here with this Taurus. Please go check out, hit subscribe, and if you would, hit that bell. We're going to get into our next reading. Yada-da. Oh, I always forget there could be messages. Oh my God. This reading was exhausting. Only because I'm a Taurus and I'm like, who would that be? Because I don't know. I don't know. All right. One more. Okay. All right, we're going to get into Gemini's currently reading. We're going to find out currently who is on Gemini's mind. We're going to find out a little bit about feelings, emotions, and where they end up. It is exhausting. It is exhausting. Tauruses are exhausting. And I know because I am one. Who's to know this shit better than the person who does it? Usually that, or somebody who's protecting themselves from the enemy. I know so much about myself and so much about my enemy. That is legit. Legit. Okay, currently you are in the process of dealing with something already, Gemini. So you do have a couple cards that have popped up already, just indicating to me this could be a water sign. Whatever this is, it was really inspiring to you, so you did it. Okay, I'm gonna do it because it entertains me. Okay. And when you did it, though, yeah, you might have been thinking about love. You might have been thinking about this exciting, connection that you could have, or this, pairing up with somebody, this really exciting moment. And it was an offer. It was offered to you. And I feel like, no, yeah, it was definitely offered to you. The flow or the connection wasn't quite what you thought it was going to be, or you probably were sitting in a place where you weren't looking at what was really great in front of you. So when you go into a relationship already looking ahead, you're going to find yourself in a place where you're looking ahead all the time, unless you heal that part, because that is not something to do with somebody else. That has all to do with you. So if you're still looking ahead and just wondering about love and a connection that's ahead and something further in the future, then you're not actually focusing on the present, who's in front of you, who's important. Okay. So that's officially what's going on between the two of you. But again, this person is very, very, soft, very flowy, very loving. This person could also have kids. You could also have kids, or just brought kids into the situation. However, again, it aligns for you. Let's find out, Gemini, how they're thinking about you and about the situation. Okay, the King of Swords down, 3 Pentacles down, 6 Wands up, Ace Wands up. Okay. All right. Gemini is always getting his feet into some dirty shit. I'm just kidding. It's his own shit. Okay. So emotionally and thought wise. So thought wise, this person has broke it down to themselves and the conflict. So I think they probably went into the situation just kind of knowing. They weren't very uncertain, but they're more uncertain now than they ever have been. They feel like you aren't really supporting them fully. And they also have kind of a fear of commitment on their own end of things too. But that would bring up other things in the conflict instead of just them thinking about what it is that they do. So any harmony that is broke down in the home, it's not their fault. So they're going to blame it on you. But they were aware of this before, no matter what. The tensions of anything the awareness was already there. Emotionally, I feel like this definitely is something where they crave you. They want to be with you. This could be somebody, a new connection, a fresh start. It was supposed to be super exciting, super adventurous, super passionate. And it's something that they emotionally want to keep this going. They want to keep pushing this as further and further ahead as they can, because this was a new beginning. I mean, they proposed it and this is where it's at. Over in your end, Gemini, how do you feel about this person? This could be a fire sign, earth sign, air. I think that there's an obsession with just what's ahead. That just is it being indicated with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, just caring about kind of everything else besides, what is in front of you. Again, that card being indicated here, as well as this Four of Cups in reverse too. So I do think that that's a huge confirmation. So any obsession with information, any obsession with like what is next, or, focusing on all of these other things instead of what is, really important. And that's not anybody else's fucking opinion. It is what's in front of you. And this is just not being indicated in the thought process as far as the two of you are having go on between the two of you. So emotionally, there is a misuse of power. This is from a deep inward wound. This is something that has nothing to do with your person. Gemini, I feel like you definitely knew and you were firm in your truth and your untruths when you went into the situation. So I think any misuse of power or kind of standing up for yourself or what you believe in is super important here, whether or not somebody else thinks it's important. So like you're going to stand up for yourself and what you believe in, no matter how fucking crazy or, how bizarre it might sound to someone else. And this is something you're doing for yourself. And you feel like there's a misuse of power, or you have a misuse of power, because this could be looked at as a misuse of power also. Some people could be taking it that way. It's definitely a power, though. It's just a power you just haven't wrangled, probably. So what do we have up ahead here? What do we got? What's our last words here with Gemini? So over on their end of things, bottom line is this relationship is super confusing. It could even feel controlling to them, or they could be in the control seat. I do feel like it is nearing an end, and anything up ahead would have to be with, feeling stagnant or just feeling like nobody's budging, and that would make them move. So just kind of like, again, anything nearing the end on our connection, it would be pretty stagnant, pretty confusing by the end. And over on your end, you're thinking that this is going to be pretty tricky because there's going to be a lot of secrets that come out, and this will come from your past. So anything that you have that you can't really hold back, or any that you have been holding back, I guess, and it's going to come forward. So that'll be coming to the end here. So any deception, any tricks that you had up your sleeve, any magic, any crazy things you want to chat about and you should have chatted about, you probably, that's there. That's there. And that's something that you have talked about. You have communicated this with this person. And they physically and almost like keep giving you fire and physical. So it's just like, I'm reliable, I'm passionate, I'll give you all these things, instead of you're asking for some sort of a conversation or some sort of a plan or to organize or, something logical, rational. That's what you're looking for here. Okay. Please go ahead, hit subscribe when you check out. We're going to get into our next reading, which will be Hansa. All right. I feel like like it's going to thunderstorm out and it's winter, but it just looks like it's about ready to, the clouds and the way that the sky looks, the way that the air feels weird. And I know, it's winter. Dead ass winter. Dead ass winter. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to say any of those words. I don't know what to do. Do I put like an advisory on my things? Like, I don't think I should have to do that, right? I don't get like that deep into cursing. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look this stuff over. Okay. All right. Let's find out all about Cancer's person currently, who is currently on their mind, and what they are both currently feeling. Okay. All right. This relationship is definitely a connection, something that has been created, of course. And this is a connection of love. It could be a connection of just like, family, relationship. It just depends on the love that you're currently thinking about or dealing with. Their thoughts are kind of like looking away from the love, or just, maybe not looking at the right parts of it. Maybe just looking at the parts that kind of like run away, or the parts that aren't as positive as the other ones. So I think over on their end, there is some sort of a change, some sort of even just like a thought process. Maybe they're just kind of like withdrawing a little bit just to, figure things out as far as this love connection or this, relationship. And that's the flows off a little bit because of that. It's like, again, bringing water and moving it upstream. It's like, it doesn't work that way apparently. And waves don't stop. So like the withdrawing is necessary for this other person. This person could be a water sign, could be a fire sign. And you were really kind of fighting whatever this was. And I feel like you just are not aware of what's going on, Cancer, as far as like, they kind of think you were trying to force the connection or force the relationship. And you might not be aware that you were doing that. And you may not have been trying to do that, but this is just where this is indicating, where the arrows are pointing towards. Anything going on as far as thoughts between the two of you? They think that you think that they're controlling. You think that they're using money or the physical, maybe exterior, just like aesthetic, whatever. You're like, this is unpredictable. You feel like there's hidden motives, especially if this person were to financially try and trap you. Okay. So over on their end, though, there's a breakdown completely with six of wands upright. They're just very uncertain about the situation. They feel like they don't really have like full support from you. And there could also just be plain fear. So they may not even be aware that you actually think that you're like, you're trapping me. You're going to trap me with you put all your good stuff out there, and then I feel trapped because then, you see all the negative. Well, that's fine, but you're going to see the negative no matter how amazing your person is. They're gonna suck just like the rest of us. We all suck. We all have really negative stuff about us according to everybody else. So I feel like they probably don't have hidden motives, but we'll find out through the cards. I get annoyed with this conversation. It's like we all have negative things. You just got to like stick around to like figure those things out. And if it's just not your person, it's just not your person. Okay. So I know why you there, Cancer. I mean, emotionally, you keep going because of the newness or how it feels. And sexually, you're like, I really enjoy this person. So I think that your fresh start, or, your vision of this relationship is a little more creative or thought about in a fantasy way. Okay. So that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. And I think over on their end of things, they're very like surprised by it. And they also have expressed that to you. So any stagnancy will come from the fact that they have very much a want of different parts of a relationship besides, the wants of, that intense fire, that heat. Okay. So any past or childhood or memories that you may have with this person, this brings them deep emotion. So I mean, deeply they care. So they just, of course, they don't want it to just stop at the, the hokey pokey or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Okay. I really got to get it together. I got to like come up with some sort of words or something to rephrase what I say. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Okay. By ending of this, you're going to end this this is going to end on this. Okay. So any solution here is the fact that you're going to be like, you know what? My feelings have changed. I'm done. I don't want to do this because, that's all you wanted, right? That's what you wanted, Cancer. Yeah. I mean, the whole picture here is not being seen and you're not wanting to do that because you're like, I'm here for the good stuff and I'm not going to stay any later. Over on their end of things, they're very confused in the relationship and they're very aware that this is going to end. So they're going to be aware because it's stagnant. It's going to grow stubborn and there's going to be a lot of things behind it that make them uncomfortable as well. And I feel like reliability is super important to them. The aesthetic, of course, and the groundingness, the feeling like it's home. I mean, bringing it into a whole. And you just you ain't got the goods either. So Cancer, you just don't have the goods and they don't have the goods either. So that's just where you guys are. All right. Please go ahead, hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot if you would. Please and thank you. I'm going to get into our next reading. I don't think we're supposed to say that. Oh my God. I don't know what to do. It's just too much. It's just a lot of things not being allowed to say and do. A lot of things. Oh, buckets. Can you say bucket? All right. One more. Who do we got up next? We have Leo up next. Leo, let's find out who's currently on your mind, what you are currently dealing with as far as the energy between the two of you or the connection or the relationship. The ship. Is that what we call it? The ship? Ooh, girl. Okay, here we go. We're going to find out all about Leo's person, thoughts, emotions, the connection between the two. Okay, so something you are fighting, you're just fighting on this relationship. This is a connection. This is something that is already. So I think that this is a love situation. Over on their end of things, they're kind of withdrawn from it. So they may be unaware that you're actually still kind of fighting about it. The idea here is that you still have fire. You still have push behind it. Your motive, you have energy behind it. You think that it is it's going to be if it's nurtured, it will come to me. So that's just kind of where you're at on it. You kind of like never let it go. You never put anything down. This other person, it's like maybe they think that it's knocked down already. Maybe they think that the love has kind of fell out from it, or they figured out that it was empty from whatever, whatever you two are dealing with. Okay. So your person definitely could be a fire sign or just within their chart, could be a water sign also. Queen of Cups. So your person thinks that you actually kind of ignore the way that you feel. Your person thinks that you're not even worried about them or the situation. So they definitely think that this is just not just a stressful time for them, but they think that the worry that you had before is not there, if that makes sense. Okay, if that aligns for you. Yeah, I just they feel like it's a stressful time. And you've been defiant, obviously. Seven of Wands up. But you've been standing your ground and you've been defiant some way in gaining some sort of ground in the relationship or trying to get ahead or an advantage on something. Because anytime when you're thinking about it and I'm thinking about it or feeling about it, I feel like you're reflecting on something that you definitely were doing something positive, something exciting, maybe something, some distance, trips, moving, any action that's being put here is emotionally you're in a positive feeling. So you're emotionally trying to bring romance towards this person. You're trying to show them what exactly you have, okay? And over here, they're just unaware. They're very unaware. And emotionally, this would be a huge long-term manifestation for your person. So this could be earth sign, water sign, could be a fire sign also, but this would be fulfilling a very long-term happiness between the two of you. So it is a good connection. It does align. And I feel like that this is a manifesting anyway. So once manifested, it will be a lot, this will be bliss. I mean, between the two of you, or a lot, or abundant. A long-term happiness is definitely something that they would be okay with acknowledging or taking, because you're going to reach out with, some sort of quick action as far as like an opportunity to love. So what is the bottom line between the two of you? Okay. There is a lot of hidden feelings from you, which is weird because you're questioning how they may currently feel. And a secret is something that you're going to bring to this person. You're going to bring an offer and a secret, and you're going to reveal something. So trying to really just keep moving in action here. You just keep remembering the positive in between this connection with you and this other person. So I think anything going on here, the potential is going to be in the secret that is revealed. All these secrets between everybody. Yeah, because they took on an unrealistic view. And they just feel like it's completely like not even in their awareness. They don't even, it's not something that they'd be aware of. And so it's not something that they would move towards the person or you, because they're unaware that they feel like this has ran its luck, its course. They feel like the nurturing or, the watering of this is less. So anyway, keep it moving forward wherever you head with it. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be back with the rest of these zodiac signs. Please go ahead, hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot, click the bell, and if you would, share, like, and follow on all of your social media. Go check out mine in the deets below. Other than that, please enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to get out of here. You'll figure out how to talk on here. Bye.